Wow. So this weekend is the box office is something that I don't think I've ever seen before, where basically Japan is just stomping Hollywood. And this is the first time, at least in my memory, that I've ever seen not only just international films showing up in the top spots, but Japanese international films. So leading the pack is The Boy and the Heron. Now, this movie I knew was going to do well for just like a limited international release, but I didn't expect it to be number one because I've never seen that before. I don't remember, even with Spirited Away in the United States. So this is a surprise, but in a good way. And then Godzilla minus one. Love that movie. Um, I knew it was still going to do well. And in this case, it came out in third place. And as a matter of fact, The Boy and the Heron and Godzilla minus one repped about a third of the overall weekend's box office. That is kind of insane if you think about it. And The Boy and the Heron, I was able to see that. And so I did do a review of that and Godzilla minus one. I'll leave those reviews in the description area below if you are interested. And it also did well on IMAX. And this is something that, hopefully becomes more common for these type of international releases, especially for those that are pretty much pretty big in their home countries. And then Hunger Games is still, I think, doing well overall. And it's actually second place. And then Beyonce's Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, has pretty much dropped off a cliff with a 77% drop in sixth place. And so if we actually look at the whole weekend breakdown, here it is. The Boy and the Heron, top spot. Hunger Games, second. Godzilla minus one, three. Trolls Band Together, four. I kind of thought that this was going to outperform Wish, and it obviously has. And Wish is right behind that, and this is definitely a disaster. And there's Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, 28 million overall. I think it's good for a concert movie, but definitely not at the level of Taylor Swift Eras Tour. Then we have Napoleon at number seven. Kind of surprised that this really dropped off as well. I was hoping it would do better for a Ridley Scott film. And then we have like this kind of independent film, which is the musical, Bleecker Street. So that's cool, that there is an independent film. And then Animal, Indian Hindi film. This has done, I think, really well, considering like it has very few theaters for its second weekend, down to 622 theaters, and so per theater average is really good. And then we have The Shift at the number 10 spot from Angel Studios. So I think this is doing well. And this is from the company that did, Sound of Freedom, that actually bought the rights to distribute it. I really, really enjoyed Sound of Freedom. And so if you look at individual days on Sunday, it's about the same. So let's take a look at these movies individually. So here is The Boy and the Heron. Right now, this movie I would say is definitely profitable. Domestic, it's made 12.8 million so far. International, 73.4. Worldwide, 86.2. Now the thing is, this movie is from Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli, Hayao Miyazaki. If you are a fan of anime or just animation, everybody knows his films. The studio making all these movies, it's legendary. They've made some of the best, I would say, movies, anime movies, and I would just say as a movie film as well. Very beloved, some of the best of all time. And the thing is, you definitely have to, I would say, be a fan of his type of movies and the studio's type of movies because they're not like normal movies, okay? They're not like normal Hollywood movies. And some people really love everything that comes out of studios, but then some people might seem like, well, that's kind of boring or it doesn't make sense. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are somebody who's not familiar to this, I highly, highly recommend that you go check out The Boy and the Heron. And more importantly, if you do like it, check out the rest of the older catalogs. I really feel the movies previously, I think, were really amazing for the most part. And I would highly recommend that you go check it out because I think it'll be something that you will probably find special and entertaining. And so after that, we have the Hunger Games. And as I predicted earlier on, I felt like this one was going to be at least, make break even or profitable. But it looks like it is going to be profitable. It might end up anywhere from probably 280, I would say, at this point, maybe 270 to 280. Let's just say that because it might play out till Christmas. Who knows? And even though I think this is better than expected, considering the opening weekend wasn't that great, in terms of how it performs franchise wise versus previous Hunger Games, if you look at the worldwide box office, this is the lowest of any of the Hunger Games movies. So as you can see here, the ones before that, this one, Mockingjay, 646 million. Then there's Mockingjay, I think, part one, 766 million. Catching the Fire, 864 million, and then the original Hunger Games at 677 million. And obviously, this is not adjusted for inflation, and so who knows? There probably is going to be another Hunger Game movies, and then my favorite movie, Godzilla minus one. Man, just crushing, destroying the box office. Right now, domestically, at 24.3 million, it has already surpassed its international box office of 23 million and a worldwide box office of 48.3 million. And the thing is, the reported budget is 15 million, but I've heard some things where the director, Takashi Miyazaki, has said that he wished it was 15 million, so maybe it was produced for less. And that's not including any type of marketing or profit share of the theaters, but I'm pretty sure this movie is already profitable, and hopefully it stays in theaters longer. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out because this might be the last week that it's available in American theaters. And because of this, Godzilla Minus One is now the top grossing live action Japanese film in the US or in North America. And that is definitely a good thing. And has broken other records as well for a Japanese international release. So this is really, really a good thing because if you are a fan of Godzilla, then, well, you've probably already seen it. But if you are not a fan of Godzilla, I would still say go check it out anyway because even if it wasn't a Godzilla movie, this is just really a great film overall. And another thing that I do want to talk about is just the fact that the total top 10 box office looks really different, and I haven't seen this in a while where, it's not a big budget Hollywood movie, especially Disney movie that's almost always at top. Now we have a variety of movies, and it's really, really surprising that we have movies that aren't even in English. They're Japanese, except for The Boy and The Heron. It have a sub version as well, but regardless, these are international films. And not only that, we also have Animal, a film out of India, also an international movie. All of these movies performing well, and we have an independent movie, which is the musical, and another, I would say, independent film from Angel Studios with The Shift. So this is a good thing, and hopefully it number one, bring more of these movies over to the United States or North America, and also it'll actually force these larger companies to reevaluate the type of entertainment they produce and how they produce them. And so those are my thoughts on this weekend box office. Pleasantly surprised in a very good way. I'm very happy that these movies have performed well, and hopefully we keep this going in the future. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave it in the comments area below, and I'll see you on another episode. Hey geeks, if you are a brand new creator and you simply want something easy to get you started, well, I got something for you with my Creator Starter Kit. This is a super simple step-by-step guide that's going to take you from having no channel to developing your very first YouTube channel, along with ideas, thumbnail designs, and other creator tips, including marketing. And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and get started creating.